Well, hello everyone. I believe that I am live now. Thank you for tuning in. If you're joining us, I'm live on Facebook on the Team Age Facebook page, as well as in the Soul Shifters Guild Facebook group, on my website, the Team Age, and on our YouTube channel. So I welcome you if you could join us today for planting of the tea seed. Now, why is that a big deal? Well, I've never planted tea seeds before, so it's a big deal to me. I like to be able to connect with the plants. And while potentially it's possible to connect with dried herbs, it is much easier to connect with a live living plant and to communicate with that plant. And so I do that with the herbs that I grow in my yard, but I've never grown tea. I've never even seen tea seeds before. So I ordered some tea seeds. Let's see here. Does it say where? Something like, I don't know. I ordered them off of Etsy, sunshine seeds or something like that. And they came, I got, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight seeds. They just look like little apple seeds or something, but they're tea seeds. And I've had them soaking in a little cup of water, a little bit of water for a few hours. Now it says soak them 24 to 48 hours for the easiest propagation, but I didn't have that much time. So I've been soaking them, most of the day today. I think that'll be sufficient. And I'm going to plant them in this cute teacup. And I got this from Dollar Tree for $1. But I thought it would be appropriate to plant them in there and maybe we can see some roots grow and stuff like that. So I wanted to do that. But before we start, let's make this kind of a ritual planting and open sacred space. And also, we want to give an offering to Pachamama. So I have a surprise for you. We are going to make a prayer bundle for Pachamama in honor of the planting of the tea seeds. You might hear me a little bit nasally. I think I'm having some kind of allergy. I don't know. I don't have really bad allergies, but I've been outside almost all day and it's very hot here. So you notice I abandoned the steampunk look for the hot weather outside. I'm just going to grab my wind whistle and we're going to call in the directions of the wind today. It's actually a little bit breezy here today, and there's a couple of reasons I want to call in the wind to open sacred space because there's other ways we could do it. But first of all, we are in the east direction. The east direction is the direction uh, that's ruled by the element of air. Of course, wind is part of the element of air. And last year, last spring, the wind gave me a very special gift. The wind blew in out of nowhere some pumpkin seeds or a pumpkin seed. I guess it was just one pumpkin seed. Blew that into the rose garden that's behind me here, and it blew into the chives, and this strange plant started growing out of the chives. And I was like, "What is that?" And it turned out it had these huge leaves. It was a pumpkin, and this pumpkin vine trailed all over the yard. It went all the way behind there, all the way out there, around and back, and back and back. It grew all year until, gosh, until I guess the freeze got it in January. So that thing grew for about 9 months. And I got all of this wisdom from connecting with this pumpkin plant. And what the gifts that the air brought, that the wind brought, were just amazing to me. And it really has helped me in my healing journey. So, like I said yesterday, we're about to turn to the south direction for summer. Of course, summer doesn't technically start until June, but here in Houston, it's summer. It's hot here. It was 90 degrees today, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty hot. And we had a soccer tournament, so we're out in the sun. Um, but what's in the South? So the South is really a place where you start growing your passions. It's the element of fire. It's the growth and the healing that you experience. And so we're about to turn to the South. But before we do, I want to plant these tea seeds in the East, and have the wind come in and fertilize them, and make that happen for us. Bring in those ideas, um, bring in rebirth, bring in all of those things that will one day result in an abundant harvest, right? So that's why that's a long story, but that's why we're going to call in the winds, and we're going to start in the north. So pardon me while I turn around here. Winds of the north, Boreas, please join us in our ceremony today in this ritual planting of the tea seeds. And I turn to the east. Eurus of the east, please come forth, rise like the sun, and shine of the light of ideas, of growth, of awakening on us, and help us to fertilize our seeds. Notice of the south, come forth and be with us at our ceremony today. Bring forth your healing for all those who need it. And Zephyrus of the west, our beautiful harvest, and sometimes bittersweet endings. We call you forth to be with us at our ceremony and bring in the element of water. Now, I just saw a hummingbird join us, and hummingbird is part of the medicine wheel to the north, and hummingbird is here for strength. And so for those of you who need to draw on that strength and courage of the hummingbird, hummingbird is with us right now, feeding off the hummingbird feeders over there. We have some. You'll probably see them in a few minutes when I shift the camera as we make our prayer bundles. Now, what am I doing here? First, we're going to take our cup and put a little bit of dirt in it. Aha! I'm going to go ahead and put on some gloves because my nails look nice, y'all. I don't want to mess up my nails today. All right. Oh, and cool thing about this bag, I have this bag of dirt. It's half open, it's half used, and there was a toad in this bag last time I opened it. It was pretty big too, and I opened the bag. I saw the toad. I was like, ah, what is it? And I thought it was a toad. He was scared. He's not still in there. He hopped away, but that was a huge surprise. Huge surprise. Now the potting soil that I have here is just regular cheap potting soil. It doesn't have a lot of extra stuff in here. Um, oh, you know what I wanted to do? Dang it. Hold on, I'm gonna put it back. I wanted to show you. Okay, so I'm gonna put this crystal. Look at this crystal. I'm gonna put this crystal in the bottom of the cup. Isn't this a beautiful one? I found this in Arkansas. I don't know if you know, Arkansas has a lot of crystals lying around. Now, we actually went to a crystal dig place to find this, but I dug this out of the ground myself and cleaned it, and it's just beautiful. And so I want to give it back to the earth for a little while in the bottom of this cup so that it can bring extra energy to the seeds. I thought that would be really cool. I got a chunk here. All right. And I think I want to just moisten the soil before I put the seeds in because these these seeds are very small, right? And I don't want them to get to the wrong level here. Well, they're in water, so I'm just gonna pour some of the water out and take some of the seeds and just spread them out. Okay, harder than it looks. Why? Because they're wet. They're sticking to my hand and actually sticking under my fingernails. All right, so I'm trying to spread them out here. And I'm going to just put a little bit more dirt on top. Okay. Water that in. All right. So, show you what we have here. Oops, I see one. Just kind of manually cover them up. So, here's what we have. The seeds are planted in there. It's a little bit wet, but they have to be wet initially in order to germinate, right? And so in a little while, I mean not today, but eventually we're going to see these these seeds sprout, and hopefully, unless I got some duds, right? Hopefully we'll see these seeds sprout. I'm just going to put it right over here for now. And what I'd like to do, I was like, what kind of offering can I give to Pachamama for in exchange for bringing abundance and fertility to these seeds and to my garden, to my life, to this world? And I thought, why don't I make a prayer bundle? And then I can show people how to make one. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's turn this camera around. All right. So I got to flip it up a little bit here. Let's see. Oh no. Can you see that okay? I think that's good. Now you can see my wind altar in the background, that round circle there. And let's see, I'm going to go to the other side here. And let's see if you can see me. If I can crouch down, you can. So what we have here, first of all, this right here is I'm making some moon water. Now today's the new moon, and it's good to plant on a new moon because it's new beginnings, new moon, time of manifestation. So I think that's a really good time to plant, whereas the full moon's a good time to harvest. And so right today I'm going to be making some moon water, and I have my candles here. I have some crystals. This is another one I dug out of the ground, this crystal cluster. Isn't that beautiful? From Arkansas, y'all. I also have some selenite. I just bought this, I didn't dig it. And this really pretty mermaid, fluorite mermaid. And that's because mermaid water kind of goes together, and a heart for love, to bring down love, divine love. So while we make this, I'm just going to light this in the wind. I'm going to light this incense here. Jeez, it's flopping all over the place. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, I think it's going to burn. Okay, I got an incense going on. See if we can keep our candles lit. I got these cool candles from the dollar store, and it's called Mahogany and Tea Smell. They smell really good. Okay, so while we enjoy that, let me get started on what we're doing here. And I'm just going to kind of put some of this out here to keep the tablecloth from blowing up so much. Now, what's in all these little buckets? All these little bowls. Well, these are things we're going to put into our little prayer bundle. They're not in order, but that's okay. Oh, this one got stuck. All right. So what this is we're going to make a prayer bundle that has a few different layers. Oh, and I forgot to bring the white layer. That's okay. We'll use yellow for the white layer. So I think normally they have a white layer on the bottom for like purity, but I'm going to put a yellow layer on the bottom for sunshine. All right. So you can make a prayer bundle to honor just about anything. And these sheets here are, I don't know, they're kind of small, but I think in the long run it's going to be okay because we're going to put several layers. And I'm going to put 2 layers of yellow on the bottom because it's just going to blow all over the place in this wind, isn't it? I'll weigh it down with the lighter and the wind whistle. All right, so what we're going to do are layer some symbolic items onto this prayer bundle. Then we're going to fold it in, tie it with some pretty string that I cut here, and then you can offer your prayer bundle into flames, into water, so maybe float it away. You can bury it in the earth. So you can use elements to consume your bundle. And we'll use fire for this one. I'm not going to burn it today here because I'd have to build a big fire, but I'm going to burn this one on Beltane. And Beltane is a big fire usage of fire festival. So, oh my God, everything is just blowing away. This is crazy. Let me use the little things to weigh this down. All right. That like frightened me. Okay, so what we want to do is make it colorful and fun and also have the seriousness of an offering. So that's a few things we're doing. Now my leaves I had kind of blew away. So let me see if I can find them again. I have some bay leaves here. I had 3 and I only have 2, but they're symbolic of the past, present, and future, or they could represent also the lower, middle, and upper worlds. I prefer to have them represent the past, present, and future, and I don't see my other one, so I'm going to substitute this one right here. So what we want to do is we're going to stick these together with some lard. Now this is like, these prayer bundles are a traditional type of despacho bundle that's used in Peru, and they use like a llama fat or something. I'm fresh out of llama fat, and if I did have a llama, I would not sacrifice it for my bundle. So I'm just using vegetable lard as a substitute and just melding these together. Now also the use of fat helps it to burn in a fire. So you can kind of spread that around a little bit on your paper. All right. So we also want to add to that kind of our basics, our basic, to me, basic sustenance. And so on this layer, I'm going to put some rice, and you can make it real pretty if you want. I'm going to put some rice and some beans, and you're supposed to go, I think, clockwise. And when you spread your beautiful offerings into the despacho. So I'll show you this when I'm done here. Also, what's another part of the sustenance of life are some grains. I have this tricolored quinoa. I'm going to sprinkle that in there. And this makes it really festive and beautiful as well. I'm putting some on the leaves. Okay. And then I'm gonna add another layer here. And I'm gonna add, hopefully I won't knock everything over. I'm gonna add this layer of green. This is a beautiful color. The green reminds me of spring. And this represents earth. And so from the earth, we have gifts of the earth. And for this, I'm going to sprinkle some, you know what, I'm going to put a little bit more of this lard on here to make it stick, to make it like stick on here. All right. And this is some black tea, Ceylon tea from China. I'm going to put that around the outside. And in the middle, I have, oh, these are so nice. I need to get closer. These are some beautiful herbs I put together. It's got some lavender and some elderflower, some, gosh, I don't know what else in here, cleavers, looks like a honeybush. I put all that in there. And it smells so good because the lavender. I just want to, I just want to bathe in this. So I'm going to put this beautiful herbal blend in the middle, and um, it looks like a beautiful kind of flower sculpture. Now, on top of this layer, I want to put blue, and blue is going to represent for us water, because our plant needs earth, needs sunshine, earth, and water to grow, right? And so for this, we're going to put some fluffy little clouds of cotton that represent the clouds that will rain down, represents the clouds that will rain down onto the earth to produce our plants. Okay. And water is also representative of emotion, right? And from the heart, we find love. And so I'm going to put some beautiful little flower petals. These are from a rose. And I've connected with Rose before several times. Rose is such a beautiful, beautiful, has a beautiful heart and soul. So I'm just going to put these beautiful petals around here. Oh, the wind wants them. The wind wants the flowers. Like, calm down, calm down. You'll get the flowers. Stop, not yet. Okay. All right. And then this is a little bit of this is a little bit of lavender from a live lavender plant that grows in my garden. Oh, it's got a little bud on it. Oh, I picked the one with the bud. Oh, it smells so good. Okay. And then for our final layer, I'm going to put red. And red for me represents fire. And so this is the fire of the south direction. This is the growth that we want to experience. And when we have growth, it's fun. So I'm going to sprinkle on here. I'm going to put a little bit more lard for the stickiness. To me, that it's just hard enough to do sprinkles. All right. So I got fun sprinkles. Yeah, you can use sugar and candy and stuff like that in your bundle. Ah! And look at this, it's so colorful. Ah. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more things on there. Oh wow, and this made like a little design. It's almost like a peace symbol, but it stopped in an L. All right, so maybe L for love or life or loves. And then these are gears. And, you know, I have this steampunk theme going on. So this kind of represents my business. I'm putting it in here for growth. And that's going to be fun. And also I want to put some nuts for fertility as well. Okay. Now, the last thing I'm going to put in here, and I think some people put this in the first layer, but I'm putting it in the final layer, in the inner layer. This is some incense, and this is frankincense resin that I'm putting in here. Frankincense is a sacred plant. I'm just kind of sandy feeling. And so this is the beautiful despacho. What I'm going to do is fold it in. And so I'm going to fold in these ends, fold in this end so it's like a little packet. Y'all, I am not a good folder, so I'm struggling here, but all right, this to me is good enough. All right, so I'm gonna find my string. I didn't realize it was gonna be so windy to do this. Oh, are you kidding me? It's all tangled. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh wow. This is so pretty. So I'm just gonna tie this up with some pretty blue string. And for me, I picked this yarn because, well, because I already had this yarn. And it's multicolored and it has green and blue in it and it reminds me of the earth. Did anyone do anything to celebrate Earth Day that we just had? Okay. So I'm tying it with a lot of different strings because I think it makes it look pretty to have the fringe. This looks kind of cool. Right. And then we'll take our little multi-layered bundle, and when we have our next ceremonial fire on Beltane, we'll offer this into the flames. It's going to be beautiful. And so what I'm going to do with the new moon water is I'm going to use this water to add more water to the dirt here for this, as it, you know, you have to add a little bit of water every day. And so I'll add new moon water to this. because what happens is when you leave the water out, you can make full moon water under the full moon or new moon water under the new moon. And what this does is it adds the energy of the moon. New moon has an energy, full moon has a different energy, adds that to the water, and then the water can be used to not just for your plants, but you can drink it, you can make things with it. And I use distilled, but you can use any kind you want. We just leave it out overnight. Oh, I'm going to just sit back down over here. All right. Well, also, we got some sunflower seeds, and I'm going to plant some sunflowers by the fence over there where it's sunny. It's our only really good place for sunflowers here. But I'm not going to do that on this show, but I just thought I'd share that. We'll be doing some sunflower planting as well. And is there anything else I wanted to share with you today? Oh, yeah. So I want to do a little workshop around the 1st of June, maybe the end of May. Oh, isn't that Memorial Day weekend? We could do a workshop that weekend for prayer flags. And if you don't know what prayer flags are, they're used in many parts of the world. Basically, you make a flag, and you can draw symbols on it or whatever you want to pray for, and fly your flag. Well, what we want to do, and what we do at the beginning of the year, is make prayer flags for the month. But you can do it in a 3-month basis, a 6-month basis. So what I was thinking is we can do a workshop and make the prayer flags for the last 6 months of 2022, so that would have them for June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And what we'll do with that is we need to, we're going to use the winds for that, right? Because they fly in the wind, right? It's a tool for working with the element of air. And so I'll give you instructions on that later. I'll come on and do another video about the prayer flag thing, because you do have to have some materials to make the flags. You need to have the wind cards downloaded and things like that. And I'll tell you where to get those. So I'll come on and do another live specifically about that. But if you think that's a great idea, let me know in the comments, and I'll set something up for the end of the month so that we'll have them for June. Because I think I'm free Memorial Day weekend. So that would be great. Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to find my wind whistle and all of this over here so we can release the winds from our ceremony. And what I want to do is just give a big thank you to you guys. You can tell I'm hot. A big thank you to you guys. A big thank you to Pachamama. And a big thank you to the winds for joining us today here. And so stay with me for a moment while I release the winds to go back to the four corners. Well, thank you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow. That is when we're having our grand opening. It's Sunday. It's the 1st of the month, I think. It's supposed to be May 1st tomorrow, right? Yeah, so we'll be having our grand opening tomorrow. I'll see you there, and I'll do another live or something and let you know how everything's going. Love you guys. Bye.